Why do you have a hat on?
It's a toque.
Why do you have a toque?
Because I like a toque.
What are you hiding?
I'm hiding my party.
The party.
The business in the front and the party in the back. Got a mullet.
Yeah, why would you get a mullet and then wear a hat? It's almost, to me, it seems like you're ashamed of your haircut.
I'm not ashamed. It's just the look. I look like I'm hobo style.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Anyway, looks good.
Thanks.
Suits you. Johnny's got a mullet.
Yeah.
He hides it with his hat.
Yeah.
He looks like he's from the cartoon Recess, if you remember.
No, I do not remember.
He doesn't
cartoon.
remember that cartoon, 'cause his brain is full of fume. He smokes weed every day.
Yeah.
He gets so high, he plays video games.
Yeah.
His name's Johnny. He's got a mullet.
Yeah.
Potty in the back and potty in the front. He doesn't have a business side. He's potty all around. He likes to ride. His name's Johnny. He loves to potty. His name is Johnny.
That's
And
nice.
he's a grumpy old man.
Grumpy as fuck.
Johnny, hit a solo. I guess it's not a solo.
That's
if I'm
not a
doing stuff
solo.
too.
But
Well, I thought you were
you're saying Johnny hit a solo. Then you hit the solo.
I wanted to do a solo.
It would be Tim solo.
All right, Johnny, hit a solo.
Oh, you're feeling weird. It was weird. It's weird feelings. Weird feeling.
Okay, so Johnny and I went to watch him stand up.
We had a stand-up week. It was a lot of stand-up that
It
week.
was just 2 shows.
Yeah, it was
Is
a
it
week.
a week? I guess for us, it's like a lot.
2 shows,
shows
a lot.
back to back. You're
Back to back comedy.
You're right. It's a lot. Yeah, so some good stand-up comedy.
We saw
Jimmy O Yang.
Jimmy O Yang.
With a surprise guest at the end,
His name is Joe Coy.
Joe Coy.
But then the Neal Brennan show that we went to, that was
Night 2, that was great.
great.
Everything except for the audience was great.
Oh, the audience that night was probably like not the worst, but is a combination of every bad audience member in one room.
Yeah.
You're good at telling stories. You should tell a story.
Okay, so we go to this show, this Neal Brennan stand-up show. It's in a very intimate, small theater. What is it called? Le Jésus.
Le Jésus.
So it's like an old church with a like theater set up. And so we sit down. People are still piling in, and like they announce that the show is starting, and like basically the comedian Neal Brennan comes on stage as people are still just like pouring in.
And sitting down, like it was
and like
weird.
trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
And so like immediately we start noticing the crowd around us, right? And there were lots of them, and lots of people who stood out to us as being like, what are you doing? And like, why are you? It's just funny because like we both, without talking to each other, like throughout the entire show, we're noticing like what all these people around us were doing.
Yeah.
And then at the end we spoke about it and we're like, oh my, like this person and this person.
I felt like because the way it started the show, Neal Brennan goes on and people are just sitting down, like you said. And then I had a hard time concentrating on the jokes. And but then we noticed that, I think, what was the first person you noticed? Was it the drunk girl?
But to your point, I think that's what triggered it all, is that because he was starting while people were like coming and sitting down, our attention was like going towards the
audience.
Yeah, and someone goes in front of you, someone sits down, like you're trying to listen, but then so already our attention was like triggered to like, okay, what are like you're like paying attention to everyone. And so so first person that I think that we noticed was there were like 3 women who were sitting 1 row down in front of us to the left.
Yeah.
And clearly, like, they'd been drinking a bit and they're just kind of like, woo, we're here.
We're
here
comedy
for Neal
show. Oh my
Brennan.
God, it's Neal Brennan. He wrote for Chappelle Show. I want to suck his dick.
Oh my God. I mean, not far off.
It was pretty much that the whole show.
So yeah, so what they started, they were just like,
There were like
they
hecklers.
were you know, the quintessential woo girl, so that every time that you know, he would say something a little funny or a little sad, to go like, oh, or like or like, woo, yeah, and he's just like, you know, trying to get his attention almost.
Yeah, but they triggered. They were like the tipping point of other audience members in that show.
Mm-hmm.
Like they were doing something, and then the lady behind us,
Okay, so then there was a lady behind us, directly behind me.
behind you, a huge fan of Neal Brennan.
Huge fan. So like she was one of those, she was like the opposite of the woo girls who were there, who were maybe like we think he's funny and like cool and like we want to meet him because he's famous and like, ooh, he's kind of hot or whatever they think.
Yeah.
Whereas like the woman behind us was like, I'm here because I think Neal Brennan is a very smart individual. And I think his comedy is just at the next level. It's just, I'm a true Neal Brennan fan, you know?
Yeah.
And so every time the woo girls would be like, woo, yeah, she'd be like, oh. Like she was,
Yeah,
like,
but she would also be like, every time Neal Brennan made a joke, she was like,
yes. So she also happened to have like the biggest, loudest, most obnoxious laugh. And anything that he muttered, any word that he said, she was just like,
that's pretty accurate. Yeah, she was just laughing. Like I was like, it was funny, but it was not that laugh funny.
it was one of those things where like he's being very introspective and like lots
Yeah.
of sad, lots of thoughtful things. So like it's a lot of like thoughtfulness that leads to something funny. But she was just like every word, every sentence.
So we were
every
like in
line.
like a weird middle between the I guess they were like heckler girls kind of vibe and the fan laughing.
And then in front of us to our right,
Literally to our right.
there was a guy all alone that I noticed right away because I'm like, oh,
Yeah,
you know,
he's a pretty big guy. He's a big guy.
it had nothing to do with his size.
No,
but
it was just a
like,
big guy.
I mean, it was a big guy.
Like he could like body slam me.
Oh yeah, he was like two of us combined.
Yeah.
What I noticed right away was like, oh, this guy's alone at a comedy show. And I was like, part of me was like, oh, I wonder if he's waiting for someone. But part of me was also like, you know what? That's cool. I would totally go to a comedy show by myself. Like, you don't have to worry about whether the person that you're with is laughing, whether they get it. You're just like there to fully enjoy it. So I was like, that's cool. But at like midway of the show,
Man.
he starts like he bends down and he's like rustling with something. You hear like a bag.
Huge
he like
bag.
pulls up a bag and I can see, and it's like for some reason it's like the loudest bag
Yeah.
of all time. It's as loud as, you know, the sun chips. You know sun chips?
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember sun chips? They used
Yeah,
to be
very
like the
very crinkly and like
crinkly loudest bag of all time. And so he starts to like pull out this massive like,
it's a popcorn bag. It was a popcorn bag.
we had popcorn, but he also had a sandwich.
No, wait, I don't remember that.
Am I making this up?
Are you making this up?
No, I'm pretty sure he had like a submarine sandwich.
I remember the popcorn. I was like, why does this guy bring popcorn to a comedy show? Because it was like eating.
Okay, yeah, you know what? I retract what I said. You're right.
It was popcorn.
It seemed like a bag that would have food in it, but it was just happened to be popcorn. It was like popcorn in a loud bag for some reason.
It was just, why would you bring food? Like have a drink, but not like a loud, like bringing chips, you know?
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Some-
popcorn isn't too loud. It's just the fact that the bag was so loud. So and you could tell that like he was very conscious and aware that his bag was making noise, and he was like pulling it out slowly opening it, just like, which actually made it louder for longer.
Yeah.
Because he just like, you know, was trying to be quiet. He should have just like taken it out and like he would have had it. But
I wonder if Neal Brennan noticed.
I mean, I imagine that.
Dude, the bag was big. It was not like
very
a
loud.
a small bag. It was like extra large cinema popcorn bag. Almost like comedic. It was a weird, like we were stuck in the Bermuda Triangle.
That was the Bermuda Triangle of like bad audience members doing weird annoying shit.
The girl kept so annoying.
And it was going, and like, and then the girl behind us was like getting more annoyed that the woo girls were like being more and more loud. And there was a moment where they said something that got a laugh and a chuckle out of Neal Brennan. So they filled them with like satisfaction. They're like, he likes when we say things. So they started almost like heckling and like a positive heckle. And then the girl behind us was like, oh, like, shut up. Like she was like literally voicing.
It was not like that. I literally remember she was like, shut the fuck up. It was literally like, shut the fuck up.
You're right.
It was like very aggressive. It was like, geez, is this thing going down?
So just like dung, 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 and then the guy, and then he's eating something, he's drinking something, and then like people are getting up. Oh, not to forget, there's a moment where like at this point we're midway in the show. Everyone has been sitting for like 30 minutes or an hour. One guy gets up to go to the bathroom, like, and I notice him. He's like 2 rows down. I see him get up. He goes to the bathroom. Like almost immediately out of nowhere, a different guy walks down the steps and sits in his chair. And the guy who just left, his friend is sitting there and like looks at the guy, but like doesn't say anything. So just lets a stranger sit next to him. And then maybe for like 5 minutes, 7 minutes, that guy sits there and watches the show. Then the guy who went to the bathroom comes back down and is like, I think you're in my seat. And the guy just gets up and leaves. Like I watch him leave.
He left the
fucking
venue.
room. Yeah.
Yeah. It's so weird. It was such a
God.
weird, just weird crowds. And the guy beside me, like, you know when you sit too close and you're rubbing elbows?
Yep.
So I rubbed his elbow, and then it was like, yo, don't touch me. Like what? I'm like trying to put my elbows up. And it was like,
People have like bad etiquette.
Well, first what they should have done is like have everybody seat and wait for everybody to be seated to start the show.
Yeah, that's like a legit pet peeve of like, make sure everyone's seated. Why would you? It's like when the movies are starting. You know, people who walk in like when the movie's
last minute
starting.
Yeah. Yes, I hate
them.
Oh,
Even
man.
if you walk in while the lights are like dimmed a little bit and the previews are playing, you're a bad person.
Wow, that's
I don't
mind that.
I don't like you.
Jeez.
Come in like when the lights are on, find your seat, don't disturb anyone, sit down and wait for the movie to start. Everyone wants to see. There are previews you want to see.
It's true.
But especially like don't come in when the movie's already started. If you're late, like fuck off. Find a later movie. Leave.
Damn. It's very hateful.
No, but it's disruptive. You know, do you know how many people like spent a lot of money on your ticket, and then people have like worked so hard to make this movie or like to do this stand-up comedy set or to do this play. Like, I don't know, just
have some respect and just
put some respect on
be on time. Okay, so that's the thing that you don't like. But in general, like, is there things?
Your transitions are so bad.
I'm not good at transitions. I'm not. Was that a good transition?
No, just be natural.
Well, I am being natural. That's how I am. How is that not natural?
Yeah, you know what I think I realized that you're socially awkward.
Am I socially awkward?
Yeah, I think you are.
Groovy.
Bleep that.
Yeah, I'll bleep that. Do you agree?
No, I'm not socially awkward.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. I feel the room. Like I go into a situation like this. Fill the room, say hello, shake some babies.
Shake some babies. Oh my God. You're just proving my point.
I don't know.
Anyway,
Am I?
That's for a different topic.
Have you seen me being socially awkward? What? No. You see that's something.
Oh, I've definitely seen you. I had a realization that I think you're socially awkward.
What situation? Name one situation.
I think I just realized that, sometimes you're a little uncomfortable around.
Like when?
And you're trying to get comfortable.
Well, name one.
At our dinner, last time we had our dinner.
How was I socially awkward?
I feel like you're trying to find like it's hard for you to like settle and just be like
maybe you're projecting. Maybe that's you. Maybe you're socially awkward.
I'm not saying it's a bad thing.
How was I? I wasn't social.
I'm not criticizing.
Well, I was with your crew of friends that I don't hang out with, and I'm just like the brother coming in, like, yo, I'm gonna eat some food.
Well, yeah, you're Will's brother and you're my friend. You belong there.
I know, but I don't know your other friends that well.
Well, they're just normal people.
No, I know, but how was I socially awkward?
I don't know.
What did I do?
I think I just had a realization, you know?
Maybe I am. I don't know. I don't think so. I don't go in a situation where
I'm not saying this is a bad thing. I think this is just like, we'll talk about this more once you've gone to therapy.
I guess, yeah.
No, I think it's like,
we could save that for another episode.
I think it's like me where like, you know.
You're socially awkward too.
Yeah, I'm super socially awkward.
Yeah, you're more than me. I'm pretty sure you're more.
I think we're just different types of socially awkward. You know what I mean? Because sometimes, okay, here's the thing. We're both introverts, but we can also be really personable people.
Yeah.
And when you're comfortable, you're super comfortable and you're very like jokey and like you're feeling good and like casual and relaxed.
Yeah.
I've just noticed sometimes when you're uncomfortable, you're like, you're a little like, oh, I don't know. Gotta tell jokes or like I can sense that, like, I guess I know you long and well enough now that I can sense when you're like uncomfortable and trying to like, and you're like giving weird looks and you're like, I can feel you almost squirming in your seat.
Maybe sometimes the people around are uncomfortable.
That's possible.
And maybe
too.
they're awkward and it makes it all awkward.
Yeah. I mean,
and you have to like break the ice by saying something stupid.
I agree.
You know,
but I feel that almost every time I meet someone new, or if I'm with people that I'm not comfortable with. That's why I don't like being with new people.
It's true. It's not awkwardness or social awkwardness. It's more like I'm trying to gauge what's your angle. What's up? Who are you?
Who are you? What are you trying to do?
What are you trying to do to me? Yeah. Trying to sodomize me?
I think we just don't trust. Well, oh my God. I think maybe we don't trust people. We don't like people.
People have told me that I used to be unapproachable. Because I used to have like a poker face, and maybe they thought I was a dick.
What do you think back then? Do you think you were actually more of a dick, or
no? It's just my resting bitch face. I was like, it's like, I don't know. I'm not gonna talk to you if you're not talking to me. That's how it works. No,
yeah. I guess
I'm not gonna go like, hey, what's up, buddy? I find like when somebody does that, I'm like more sketched. I'm like, yo, why are you talking to me?
Yeah, like why are you talking to me? Why are you being so nice?
Yo,
why are you being so friendly?
Are you a crackhead?
Yeah, what's wrong?
What's wrong with you? You want money? Yeah. I guess we're socially awkward people.
I think we're socially awkward.
We're more like careful around people. I think I'm more careful.
Yes.
I got a shell to protect.
You have a turtle shell.
Turtle.
Johnny in a half shell.
I'm like Tortue Génial. What's his name? The turtle guy in Dragon Ball Z?
Hold on. Wait.
Master
Pause.
Turtle. What pause? What happened?
Oh, be quiet. Do you hear that?
No.
I can hear my neighbor snoring.
Oh, yeah. Here. Oh, it's loud.
It's so fucking loud. You
like
can hear it, right? I'm not.
It sounds like there's like a beast under us.
Speaking of people who annoy us and people who fucking piss us off.
This is misophonia for you, no?
This is mega misophonia. But if we just keep talking and we talk loud and I kick the floor, then it makes me feel better. What are the other things that piss you off? I'm actually triggered. From misophonia and pissed off
because your neighbor is snoring.
Yeah, and I want to talk about what are things that piss you off, Johnny?
People with long nails. I guess that's
long nails. Okay, interesting. Was not expecting that. You had that answer so quickly. People with long nails. Okay,
just long nails in general. I don't know. There's something I just
women, men. Doesn't matter or what? Like
just dirty long nails, or people that should be cutting their nails but they don't. Sometimes I have people that just have long nails.
Yeah.
Like when I have long nails, I have to cut it. Like now it's a bit long. I see it, and I'm like, I have to go cut it.
Let me see your nails.
It's long.
Oh yeah, you need to. Oh, they're dirty too.
They're dirty. I don't like that.
I feel the same. As soon as I can feel, when you put your thumb to your finger, as soon as I can feel the nail, even just a little bit, I cut it, and I cut it as short as I possibly can.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. It's just,
what about girls though? What about like women who like have like manicured long nails? Is that?
It's fine, I guess. I don't know. I think it's just more when it's natural and it's long and it's just something about it that's just like it's like
you're dirty.
It's like dirty. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay, I get that.
It's one of my things, just long nails.
Long
it's
nails.
Also me. I don't like having long nails myself. So.
Yeah, so it's like a personal thing and for other people.
No, it's because this one time this person scratched me. It's not that.
There's no past trauma with long nails?
There's no trauma.
Okay, just a personal thing.
Yeah. How about you? What are some of the things you despise?
Speaking of movie theaters and audience and people, another pet peeve at movies is, and obviously this is related to my misophonia, but somehow, almost guaranteed, almost every time I go to a movie theater, I'll sit down and eventually I'll see someone walking in, all happy to be at a movie, holding not popcorn, but what looks like a tray. And in that tray, there's nothing else other than nachos.
Yo, nachos are good.
Nachos are great. I love them.
With cheese
in a
sauce.
bar with cheese sauce.
Yeah.
With jalapenos and, some sour cream.
Yeah.
It's great. I love nachos. In a movie theater, though,
Yeah.
they're the loudest, like crunchiest, because they're like, they're always like the yellow.
Yeah, they're like the classic
corn,
like yellow corn.
hard, thick, crunchy tortilla with like the shit salsa and probably some sour cream.
Yeah.
And they're just like, somehow, I don't know how, every time I go to a movie theater, everything will be settled. And then someone will come in a little bit late. So I'm already pissed. I'm going from a 0 up to a 3 because I'm like,
Okay.
You're late. You're already late. You're disturbing me. And then I notice they have nachos, and now I'm at a 7.
Worst people ever.
And they always end up sitting like right behind me or like right in front or right next to me. And I'm like, gee, like every time it's like a curse.
I do find it weird that they sell nachos at the movie theater.
It's just so popcorn is loud
Popcorn,
enough.
just all you need is
already.
popcorn and soft drinks and candy. That's it.
But even popcorn is loud, but it's just like such a classic combo that I would never, and I love popcorn
Yeah.
during a movie.
But
So don't take that away from
nachos.
me,
Nachos.
but take nachos away from everyone else.
I do not choose you.
You're not
chose.
You're not chosen
You're
one.
not chosen one. All right,
So that's definitely a top.
that's part of your misophonia, though.
It's part of
that.
misophonia, yeah.
Yeah. What if somebody came in and just had like another loud food?
What's another loud food? I mean, nachos are pretty
Pretty
up
much chips
there. Or anything that they would have to
like
chew with their mouth open, but that's very misophonia.
Yeah, that is annoying because you're trying to concentrate and watch a movie, and all you hear is like, there's like this cheese.
Yeah. Okay, something that I just remembered actually related to yours. So related to nails, but I hate it. And obviously, because I'm not a psycho, I hate it when people are trimming their nails in public transport.
Yeah. I don't
Are
know.
you ever on like the
Yeah.
bus or the subway and like someone will be there and they're like, they have a nail clipper and they're just like chomping off their nails?
Or just anything in general that you should be doing at home that they do in the public transport?
Anything you should be doing at home in a bathroom over a garbage or a sink.
How about people girls putting makeup or guys in the metro?
People put it, I don't care. Why is that? What would that bother me?
I don't know. It's the same idea of like,
No, because the thing about the nails is that they're clipping them and
Yeah.
their nail bits are going everywhere.
it's true. It's true.
It's not like they're collecting them and throwing them out.
Yeah.
They're legitimately just like clipping it, and I have to.
I find like doing things in like a public transportation. I do find some things annoying, like having your lunch in the metro, like
Eating
your lunch, just in
eating.
general. Just like I find it's like, yo,
Can you wait?
yeah, exactly. So
Can
like,
you not wait?
So he's like, I'm gonna eat my
5
sandwich.
minutes.
Yeah, I do find that a bit like, yo, come on, just take the transportation and go home and eat it.
Yeah,
or
get to
go
where you're
eat it
going.
at your school or your work. But sometimes I've seen people like pull out like soups,
Oh my god!
like the
yeah.
whole thing, you know.
Yeah, especially things that are like not easy to eat.
Like a sandwich is fine.
It's
borderline.
borderline.
Yeah. But I've seen people go like full on like Tupperware and they're like, I'm gonna eat this whole thing. Like, come on, man. Stay away from me.
Okay, what else do people do in public transport that should not ever be done?
Okay, wait, I have one. It's not
Okay,
not
go.
public transport,
This
but
is a great topic.
Gym related.
Okay.
Okay, so you go to the gym, you get changed, you get naked, you go take a shower.
I never get naked at the gym.
Well, I take my underwear, put my towel on, and I go take my shower, right?
Sure.
Dude, there's a one guy who walks everywhere. Like goes and goes to their urinal, pees fully nude.
Okay.
No flip flops. You just go like, oh, I just finished my workout. I'm gonna go to the bathroom, wash my hands. It's just fully nude dude in the bathroom section, not the shower section. the bathroom.
Okay.
Just taking a leak.
Just fully nude.
Fully nude. I find that's I'm like, yo, come on, man. At least bring your towel. It's like if I'm walking from here and I'm naked, I'm going.
But that bothers you, or you're just like, oh, that's gross.
It just bothers me for some reason. I'm just like, God, just get dressed and pee after with your clothes on.
I mean, that's true, but you're supposed to get like change and get naked in a change room. So actually, from my perspective, that's okay. I do think it's weird. I wouldn't like just go in, get naked, and then just start walking around everywhere.
Yeah, he was just walking around going to pee everywhere.
It's a little weird. But he's an old man.
There's a lot of old men in my gym.
Old men don't give a fuck.
Did you
hit a certain point?
Yeah, it's true. They just let everything out. They're fucking
You're just like, who the fuck? I'm gonna
just fucking spreading it.
My clothes are off. It's easier. I'm gonna keep them off for as long as possible until I have to get clothes in.
Yeah, I don't know. I had a few encounters at the gym where it was like in the sauna. I would go in the sauna, just sit down and just have my towel, just sit there. And the guy would just walk in, just go in the sauna. He's fully naked, just stands there. Doesn't sit, just stands. And then waits 5 minutes and then leaves.
It was just standing.
Just standing.
Weird.
While I'm just like trying to meditate in the sauna.
I mean, that's not that bad.
He
just didn't want to sit.
Yeah. But it's just like, you got to stand in front of me, your dick in front of my face.
Was he standing right in front of you?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
on an angle. Like,
so the side of his cheeks were.
Yeah, I see his
cheeks. You could see. I could see the cheeks. You could see the
profile penis.
You could see the party in the front and the party in the back.
Yeah, both. It's old butt cheeks. Just old. But yeah, that's my gym and things that I'm just like, why?
Okay. I want to keep thinking about public transport. That like, what are other things that you shouldn't?
Okay, we said eating, clipping your nails.
What about? How do you feel about sleeping on public transport?
Dude, I've slept on public transport.
Yeah, I love it. Love it.
Well, I haven't taken a public transport in so long, so I don't know what it is now.
Mister, I drive everywhere I go. Some of us plebs, some of us, some of the regular people out here.
You peasants.
We got to take public transport everywhere we go.
I don't know what else.
What about listening to your music, but like on a speaker?
Yo, that's
public
fucking
transport?
Annoying. People that just listen like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hate that. It's like, why? Put on some fucking headphones. I don't want to listen to your shitty music with everybody else.
Those people. It's usually obviously like teenagers. People. It's usually like kids.
It's usually teenagers.
But I know because I know the feeling that they have. Because sometimes I'm listening to music and I'm like, the music that I'm listening to is so good. I wish that everyone could hear the music that I'm listening to. Everyone should hear the music that I'm listening to because my music taste is the best and it's great music. And I almost like wish that I could just like, I wish that Spotify had a thing that is like, you could, while people walked by, like you could just be like, oh, this person is listening to this. This person is listening to this. But what these kids are doing, they're doing that and they're being like, I'm going to make everyone listen to what I'm listening to because my music is the best. And they just blast it.
Yeah, it's worse on the bus.
Yeah.
Like when it's a packed bus and you're doing that, you're like, yo, dude, can you just not do that? It's real annoying.
Similar thing, whenever someone is on speakerphone on a phone call on public transport.
Oh.
Have you ever?
I've witnessed like hearing other cars and they're in like speakerphone, but that's like with their windows down. I'm like I don't want to hear your conversation.
Actually, that's a weird thing about cars, right? Like when you do the phone call on your car, like you can hear everything from outside. It's just like a weird design of like car speakers and phone call things. But I've been in like a bus and like a guy is just like full on speakerphone. You know when they hold the phone, like you don't hold it like a cell phone.
Yeah, they hold it like this.
Like that. And it's just speakerphone. And so like the thing's blasting and the person's just like, blah, blah, and just like full on conversation, but not like this person didn't need to call this person to like convey information. They're just like chatting to chat.
Yeah.
And it's like, hey, you've invited everyone on this bus into your conversation.
Yeah, I hate when people do that too.
It almost makes you want to go like, hey, maybe I'm supposed to chime in every now and then in the conversation because we're all having one big group call.
It's not just on transportation though. Like I've seen people walk around just talking.
Like, but if you're outside, at least, like the sound waves are going out into the world. On a bus, it's like contained in a container.
Yeah.
And no one can get out because like we all got to go somewhere, right?
Yeah.
Like that one time that I was there, the bus driver was literally like S'il vous plaît, pas de téléphone. Like he said it like 5 times to the point where like he stopped the bus and like stood up and looked back and was like, your phone, get off your phone. Anyway, that's another big pet peeve of people. Of life.
I'm trying to think what else. We saw gym, public transport, nails. A lot of nails.
We are pretty grumpy
old
men as we get into our mid to late 30s. Maybe that's just the thing. I feel like you just get, the older you get, the grumpier you get.
Other kids.
Kids are annoying.
Not just like, not my kid, but like other people's kids.
Oh, children.
Other children where they're like, yo, who's parenting you? You're a terrible child. I'm like that. I judge kids.
You know, I
don't hate them. I'm just like,
I have this weird thing where like, I feel like kids from a certain age up to a certain age, it's like, they're just trying to, you know, they don't know any better. They're just like trying to do their best without realizing that they're even living life, you know? They're just there. They're just like,
yeah.
I feel more like pet peeviness towards someone who's like within the realm of like 17, 18 and up. Because at that point, it's like, you need to start like knowing better.
No, but a group of teenagers from high school in a bus, that's fucking annoying. No?
It's annoying, but they're just existing.
They're existing, but there's like, shut the fuck up. You just shut the fuck up. That's it. Right. I guess like getting on a bus or a metro after school, I don't like that.
Oh, that
like prime time, like peak hour.
Yeah.
I hate. That's why I take a car. There's nobody. It's just me and my podcast.
That's true.
And I could say whatever I want. But yeah, like when there's like groups of kids, because so I work in the old port, and in the summer or during the year, there's always buses of kids, and there's always tons of kids, and they always take their fucking time to cross the fucking street. It's like a pile of it's like a fleet.
Kids are slow. They don't know where they're going. They don't have good like motor skills. They don't have good coordination.
Yes, but then you also have fleet of tourist buses. Same thing.
Yeah.
Just like, oh, this is a street I'm going to cross without watching. And I could just literally drive and hit them. It's at that point.
You could.
I could, but I won't. But it's just more like, you know, they cross the street without thinking that it's a street. Tourists. I hate tourists.
Tourists are annoying.
Especially in the old port. I'll say everybody in the old port is annoying. I'll go to that extent. On a Friday night, leaving the old port, where just cars and there's people like living their life, like, you know, I have to drive through the street, the main street. You know that main street that I come in, whatever. Always people in the street, just not looking where they're walking. I always have to slow down.
Yeah, there's something about Old Port that because it's like old cobblestone, everyone's like, oh, I think we're just meant to walk in the street.
Yeah,
this is Old Port. It's like old time. We just walk on the street, which, you know. If you are a tourist and you're just there to enjoy it, it is nice to walk in the street.
It is nice, but it just should know.
On that note, speaking of walking, stuff like that, nothing worse than a slow walker.
Slow walker and couple walking side by side.
Oh.
And not letting, it's like.
Learn the rules of the sidewalk.
What are the rules?
Don't walk side by side. And if you are going to walk side by side on a sidewalk that is only big enough for 2 people, then be very aware of people behind you. And if you notice it, one of the 2 of you needs to go in front or in back of the other to allow the person behind you to pass.
Yeah, you know what I've been thinking about is like, what if I just, like when that happens, I just walk and run into them? What happens?
You get into an altercation.
Yeah, then I'll be like, yo, you should do it walk. Maybe I want an altercation.
Maybe you do.
Because it happens a lot. And I'm just like, I'm just nice. And I'll just, you know, step off the curb a bit or just, but if I could be the guy that just going to walk straight because they definitely don't care coming my way.
Okay. Oh, so but you're also talking about people who are coming in the same direction as you. See, I was thinking of it from the perspective of
behind
2 people. Yeah. 2 people are walking in the same direction as you and side by side, and you need to pass, and you're just kind of like, You know, sometimes you had to point there are bushes on one side and there's like cars on the other side, so you can't pass.
Yeah.
So you have to like slowly trot, and you're like looking like when is it going to open up that I can like go around them?
Yeah.
And like they're not. So someone like that should catch on.
Yeah.
And move. But when they are coming towards you,
it's the same thing.
I often sometimes I try to look, right? Because sometimes people are like, they don't notice and then they notice and they try to move, or like they don't mean to be in the way. But some people are so like fully out of it and like don't care that if you don't move, like you will fully smash into them.
Yeah. And sometimes I want to be the guy that just smashes into them.
I'll be honest, every now and then, every now and then when I see that it's people that are like, I make a quick judgment and I'm like, these people are assholes. I like, because I'm also like, I really move out of the way and I try to be really like slinky. And like, I pull my arms in and I like really like try to avoid people. Sometimes I just like keep my arms out a little bit and I stiffen up a little bit and I get my shoulder ready and I bump shoulders with people.
And you look at them you're like, what?
No, I just walk straight through them.
You don't even say sorry?
No.
Oh, what?
Because but it's only with guys. I obviously never do that with anyone who's like small or like, you know, I don't do it with people who I shouldn't be doing it with, but it's like dudes who are just like oblivious and like either the same size as me or bigger and like,
yeah,
you know, just being assholes, like taking up space, like
it's just ignorant,
just fucking losers.
But talking about being the thing you said about like being behind and you know, you're trying to pass, right?
Mm-hmm.
I remember at one point, younger, I did that. I passed, and then they said like, "Yo, what the fuck? Why are you cutting me?" And I was like, "Yo, what the fuck?
What?
You're slow." Yeah, like we passed them, me and my friends, and then they got mad that we passed them.
What kind of weird, like, who cares if someone goes in front
I gotta
of
say, it was an old white guy.
Wait, it was old people that got pissed off that you went in front of them?
That I cut them.
Were you in line for something?
No, I was walking the street.
You just on the sidewalk.
No, I didn't cut a line. I would not cut a line.
So what the fuck?
It was just weird. It was just like I guess they didn't like that we cut them.
Did you go between them?
No, we just went around
them
in front of them, like we should be doing. You know, like in the streets. You know, you to drive and you just cut the person.
Yeah,
but they didn't take it.
Although what I do when I do go around someone, and if I've had to like follow behind them for a while, I'll go out around, but I'll like cut in pretty close to them
because you're an asshole.
To kind of like, it's pretty passive aggressive.
Yeah, it's like hey.
It's just to show like, hey, you were in the way. You were kind of in the way.
I just do the same thing where I just accelerate and I'm just like faster. I'm like, yo, I'm Usain Bolt, bitch.
Yeah, I actually have fun like walking faster than people and like finding ways to like get around and maneuver and in some way I'm like, I'm better than everyone. I'm better at walking.
I'm power walking. But sometimes not just two people. Sometimes a trio of friends.
That's tough.
And then they're just walking and they're just, you know, having a good time. But you're just like, come on, man. I need to go somewhere. But yeah, those are like street
Slow
stuff.
walkers.
But see, like during the pandemic, you know how we were just like avoiding each other?
Yeah.
Like you would see people and then you would avoid.
That was great.
Like crossing the street.
Yeah, like you would be on the sidewalk or like you would go into like 5 feet away from the sidewalk just to cross someone.
Yeah.
That was great because everyone gave everyone so much like personal space. And now it's just back to
But then there would be the ones that would judge you if you were too close. You ever had that? Or was it just like
yes.
too close?
I felt that sometimes.
Yeah.
Because in the pandemic, like
freaking out. Okay, what else? There's so much stuff though. Like driving, people that drive certain way. Maybe that's just road rage, but
yeah, I think road rage is its own category of thing.
I hate people that drive too fast. It's like
dangerous drivers. Dangerous drivers?
No, they just try to go faster, but it's like the light is red at the end. It's like you're getting at the same place at the same last time. Just human interaction. I hate humans.
Just hate humans, right? We just hate humans,
baby.
This is why I like the people that I like. and I don't need any new people in my life.
Yeah.
I sometimes like meeting new people. And yeah, after a while, you get to know them, and they're also good people and the nice people. But like, most of them are annoying. Most people are annoying. We hate them.
Yeah.
And
I got one more.
just do it.
So at the gas station, when you go, get your gas, every time that I go, there's always one person that buys like 50 lottery tickets.
Oh.
And you go there and you wait because you have to go, pay for your gas. But they buy every fucking lottery ticket. And it happened to me at least 10 times where it's like, I'm the person behind, person in front of me is buying fucking lottery tickets. And it takes it's either they're bringing lottery tickets and they're getting them all scanned, or they're buying like a ton and it takes like 20 minutes. It's like the worst thing.
Why are they getting so many lottery tickets?
I don't know. It's always at the gas station. I'm pretty sure people have witnessed that driving and going to the gas station. There's always people buying a shit ton of lottery tickets.
Obviously, they've never won because they're still buying so many tickets.
But it happens all the time, like at the fucking gas station.
What a bizarre.
Yeah, that's one thing that I remember that does annoy me. It's like, you're worried like, oh, come on, man. You have all these fucking tickets. I need to just gas my car and leave. It's the same thing as I guess at the grocery store, when you're at the grocery store and then somebody's fucking slow at the self-checkout section.
Oh, yeah.
And you're just like, well, how does this work? I hate help.
Why is it always an old person?
I feel like it's always, maybe I just hate old people.
Yeah, but you can't, Johnny, you're going to be old one day, and it's harder when you're old. You need to understand that. There's an age range, right? When you're too young, it's not your fault. You haven't learned yet. When you're too old, it's not your fault. You just you're not functioning well anymore. But that sweet spot of 18 to fucking 65 or something, you do better. Be a better human.
Be a better human.
Piss us off less.
Do they have books about being a better human? They should make one.
They should make that.
Street,
street smarts.
Street smarts, or grocery store smarts. Every type of smarts. Don't do this. They should have ads in the metro. Do not do this. Or on the road. Do not do this.
Now that's an ad campaign I can get behind.
Do not cut your nails on the chairs at the metro station.
And then in movie theaters, no nachos with
they should just not sell nachos. That's how it is. Just do not sell nachos. There's so many things that are just easy. It's just people just like it and just still do it. Oh, a thing that I hate, the fucking 2018 15% tip.
Yes,
I am fucking hate
not
that now.
about having the first option being 25%.
I know. That's extortion.
That's trickery, because we're all used to just, bill, yes. Okay, next thing, tip, yeah. First button, and you hit it and you're like, whoa, I didn't mean to put 25%.
Just put 0% when they do that.
No, I mean, put 15%.
Yeah, put
18%.
15.
If it's a good tip, put 20%, if you like it, but don't force it on me.
Nah, I just put the bare minimum. You know why?
What do you put?
Because all they do is they bring the food to you. They're not cooking the fucking food. That's the fucking chef cooking the food.
It's part of our thing, though. It's part of our society.
I know, but why don't they tip the chef?
Well, the chef probably gets paid more, an actual salary versus what the waiter gets paid.
Yeah, but they just bring the fucking food.
Well, I don't know.
Just kidding.
You know what's actually on the topic of tipping?
It's just the tipping part. It's too much.
But,
inflation.
Okay, you haven't been. I don't know if you've experienced this in a while, but when you split a bill. So if you have a partner or someone and you're sharing, and you're we'll just split
it's
in two.
Been years, man.
And then you're paying and you have to tip, and you don't know what the other person is going to tip. Every time I'm
I ask my buddies. I'm yo, what are you tipping?
Yeah, but it's usually the person is right there, right?
Yeah.
Let's say the girl brings the bill. You have two bills.
I do a look.
I'm trying to make it not obvious though. So I'm and then I try to and then at the end, I'm always what do you do, Chip?
I default tip 15, but that's
that's the default. Yeah. Sometimes I often
if I'm buying
up to 18
coffee and they ask for a tip, sometimes I just don't.
But I always end up getting out tipped. I'm how much did you tip? And they'd be 20%. I'm oh, damn it. I'm I gave 18.
20% is too much. I just
it depends on the service.
It's true, but what? I'm not going to continue saying anything.
Anyway, pet peeve is people.
It's just the new tipping system.
It's expecting us.
It starts off with the highest one. I choose the lowest one.
And it's that they ask for a tip now for anything. So like you buy a coffee to go, even if it's like filtered coffee, like, oh, you want a coffee?
Tip.
Here you go. It's like, would you like to add tip?
Like, what was the work done? Nothing.
Or like you're buying takeout that you're picking up to go, and it's like, would you like to tip? Or you're buying lunch.
Okay. Yeah.
And you're taking it to go, and they're like, would you like to tip?
Okay, it's like tipping at Subway. Okay, you go work at Subway. The job description is you're going to make fucking sandwiches. That's your job.
I mean, yeah, there shouldn't be.
You get paid a base salary.
Tips at Subway now?
Yeah, and then you're like, I'm not going to tip you for doing your job. Like, do I get tipped for editing fucking videos? No.
And the problem is, and you're right. The thing is that it's not that we don't want these people to have money. It's that the fucking companies that have, or the business owners that have this money, just pay your employees the right amount, pay them more, so that we don't have to be in this awkward situation, limbo, where you're trying to figure out and trying to do the right thing. And sometimes you're very aware of like, you know what, I've been spending a lot of money. I shouldn't be tipping. I shouldn't. If it's just in the price, if they're just paid more, then we won't have to worry about it.
Some places do that. They have the tip in the fucking price. Like
that's so much better.
Like at Buc-ee's, everything,
so
there's
much
no
better.
tip. It's just the price is in the whole
Because
thing.
then you get to the end and you're like, okay, I'm going to tip. And you're like, oh, tip's already included in the prices.
Yeah. Mentally, you're like, oh, that's all I'm paying.
Exactly.
It's not like, oh, I have 20%.
Because we already get hit with like the 15% tax. And then you're also doing the tip.
Yeah.
So it's a double whammy at the end of the day.
Yeah. It's like McDonald's. They don't get tip.
Does McDonald's ask for tip now too, probably? Maybe.
Somebody needs to go get the burger from the back and give it to you. They should be tipped.
I don't know.
Somebody needs to put in the fries and salt it.
I mean, this is true. People do need to do that. But like, that's just your job.
Yeah.
I feel like we could have an entire other episode, like just of like a part 2
Of things
that we hate that people do. I can definitely think of a lot more. But if you have any,
yes,
hit us up in the comments, hit us up on Instagram.
In the DMs.
YouTube.com/ we don't have a link yet, but Weird Feelings on YouTube. Subscribe, watch the video. We want more subscribers.
We're growing.
Or if you don't want to subscribe, what you could do is share this podcast with a friend. Be like, hey, look, some people, they got a podcast. It's called Weird Feelings. It's kind of weird. What? And then they ask, what is it about? And you go, honestly, I don't know, but I just like listening to them sometimes. They cover a wide variety of topics. And in earlier episodes, they used to cover movies. I usually skipped over that part, but
we're a variety show.
I like their content. So tell a friend, get them to share. If each person could get us a new friend, then there'd be less people who would make shitty decisions in life and do things that piss you off and piss us off. So share it with your friend. Maybe they'll learn something.
Share it with your friends. Share it with your friends. Your friends are friends of weird feelings. Share it with your friends. Share weird feelings.
With your mom.
Share with your mom, your dad.
With your dad.
Your doctor.
Your doctor.
Your gynecologist.
Your gyno.
Your dentist.
Your dental.
Your
mental
therapist. Your teacher.
Your teacher.
Have a good night.
All right. Well, I mean, great episode.
Do we have like a last jingle?
Yeah, it's like the last Shavasana.
You start.
Breathe in.
Weird Feelings. Brought to you by no sponsors yet.
Water.
Water. Life.